Hello everyone, Treecks here, and welcome back to G&WG Gallery 2, the second game Nintendo released on the Game Boy/Game Boy Color, where old Nintendo games from the 80s, from their famous G&WG series, got re-released in a compilation title. 5 more games we can actually play, both in their classic variants and a new Mario variant that has been added in this game as well. Last episode we actually finished off by unlocking something, namely the music gallery. Let's go start off this episode by covering that quickly. It's pretty obvious, for every certain number of stars you get in this game, you will unlock something. The very first thing you can unlock at 5 stars is this music room, where Mario is actually in the studio. And we can listen to all of the game music. Speaks for itself, obviously. Music for parachute. Yeah, that's pretty much how this works. This game also has a sound test, therefore, you might say. However, in order to unlock more things, we need to play more games. Like I explained yesterday, I'm going to be covering the hard variants of all the games in the Let's Play. Easy I will play on my own time in order to try to get stars from that, but only after being done covering all of the games. Second one is Helmet. A game you might know from Super Smash Bros. Melee. And this one is actually the basis for the first Flat Zone, the fighting stage for G&WG in that game. And that classic variant is also immediately what we're going to be playing first, of course, on hard difficulty, because that will have the fastest pace, and therefore has the biggest shot of keeping this episode relatively short. Let's go see how this one actually works. As you can see, we have a dude that's going to cross the street. Well, for some reason, tools are falling out of the sky. And our goal here is to try to avoid all of the tools. And we can even get some extra points by going into the door all the way at the right. Make sure to time your cross across the street properly, of course. The tools don't fall too fast in the beginning, but of course that will speed up the further we get. Yeah, kind of speaks for itself if you look at this, doesn't it? Even though technically not required to enter the door, because as you can see, for every 4 or 5 tools that fall, you will also automatically receive a point. So if you're just able to sidestep your way across all of the tools not entering the door, you will eventually also get your 1000 points. But entering the door is definitely the most beneficial way to score points here. It's 5 instant points the moment you cross the door. But do be careful how to time that, because the door does close occasionally, as you can see. It's not always open. The hospitality is not always a guarantee in this street. But anyway, you can already see by the way I'm scoring points. And this game is a lot faster paced than Parachute is. At least when it comes to scoring points. And therefore I'm a lot more confident in getting 5 stars in this game compared to Parachute. In fact, I'm even willing to go as far to say that in this game I think Classic is easier than Modern. In Modern this game is also really fun to do, but I think it's a little bit more chaotic and therefore harder to do. But we'll see how it goes. Might be interesting to see. In which games am I able to score higher in Classic than in Modern? It was already the case in certain games in the first G&WG Gallery game. But this might be the first one where it happens here. Oh! But not like that, of course. Yeah, the one all the way on the right is definitely the most tricky one. Because that's usually the one where you're easiest to get stuck, because the door not always being open. That one can be the most tricky one, definitely. But we are going to reset our lives, it looks like. And this is 200, so that miss we just got, it is away. We can start all over again. First star in our pocket. However, I'd like to get 4 more in this game. On Classic, I think I'm able to do it. unlike the one we were playing yesterday, this time I think modern is going to be a little bit more trouble. Something I also think is the case on Vermin. The rest should be easier on modern. But we'll see if I'm correct. And who knows, perhaps I'm actually able to do both of them 1000 points. That would really be nice. To 70. Yeah, just like in Parachute here, once again, you see things speed up the moment we get close to the next 100 points mark. Those final couple of points, those are definitely always the trickiest ones. And once we get to 300, you can clearly see things speed down a bit, once again. And once again, I think the difference between easy and hard in this game is also the number of things that can appear on screen. Just like with the number of parachutes that appeared being a maximum of 4 on easy and a maximum of 5 on hard. We once again have something similar here. There's a maximum of 5 or 6 tools on screen per time. And on easy that's a little bit less. Making it a bit easier. Of course, that's why it's called easy. Oh yeah, and that's also one thing I could actually address. You can also see which difficulty you're playing on screen. In the classic games that's actually depicted as the game A and game B. Whenever you play on easy, it is called game A. Whenever playing on hard, it is game B. Whenever playing the modern variant, you will actually see a mushroom or a flower symbol on either the bottom left or the bottom right. The mushroom obviously being easy and the flower being hard mode. But that's something we already knew. That's in the first G&WG Gallery game as well. In fact, it's also originally on the G&WG. Whenever you play the original versions of these games, like Helmet for instance, whenever you play the actual G&WG of Helmet, you will also have game A or game B on your screen, telling you if you're playing easy or hard. Because the variants of easy and hard are also already present in the original G&WG games. Not in my possession, by the way. Like I explained in G&WG Gallery 1 as well. There's not a single G&WG I actually own. And even if I did, I wouldn't be able to actually record from those, so... would be a little bit difficult to actually let's play from there. But I can also just tell you guys, without having to show it, I don't have the G&WGs. Not a single one. Would be interesting, but just never came around to it. And in all honesty, I don't also really feel like getting one, because I can play the games like this. At least some of them. Of course, not every single G&WG that ever got released got put in the G&WG Gallery series. Only a handful of them. And in fact, I'm pretty sure there's also a couple of repeats. Because I'm pretty sure G&WG Gallery Advance, the 4th game, that one actually has a couple of repeat games. Which were also already present in the first 3 games. But I have not really played G&WG Gallery Advance a whole lot. Need to recheck that game again. It's been years since I last touched that game. Might be interesting for the Let's Play of G&WG Gallery Advance. A game that I have not touched in a really, really long time. It's therefore also going to be somewhat of a new game again for me. Because now that I think back to G&WG Gallery Advance, I don't really remember a whole lot of it. It really has been that long. Interesting. Never really noticed this before, but for every single part of the path, there's actually a different tool. That's always the same, I see now. The first one is always a hammer, the second one always a bucket. The 4th one always a screwdriver, stuff like that. Yeah, it's weird. For all these years I always thought that they were random, but now that I'm looking at the screen a bit better, I see it's always the same one. Interesting how you realize that after all those years. And you would think that I actually learn how to check my screen after playing so much Zelda for all these years. You would think a game like that would learn you to always check your surroundings. Even though I am doing it now, but apparently not sooner. But anyway, in the meantime we are doing fine. Getting close to 700 points now. And so far indeed no miss. The one I had got erased at 500 points. Oh! Whoops. 700. Yeah, it's not going to erase my miss. Like I explained in the first episode, there's only 2 instances in Classic where you're able to erase all of your misses. Only at 200 and 500 points. On Modern you do get more chances. However, in Modern you're only able to erase 1 miss per time. Whenever you reach the threshold in Classic, you're able to erase all of your misses. So even if you have 2, it will both be gone. That's the plus side of Classic. But the big downside is 500 points is the final time you get that opportunity, so do make sure that in the second half of your road towards 1000 you don't get any misses anymore. Because there's no chance to heal them after 500 points. Okay, I think really speed up now. But it's still quite doable. Reaching 800 points. We have 4 stars. Need only 1 more. We only need 190 more points. Should be able to do this. The first game on Classic, where we're going to reach 1000 points on hard difficulty. Oh, the screen is empty, what the hell? Okay. Well, the door still opens. And now things start falling again. Okay, not too sure what that was. Oh. Well, if anybody knows what the hell that was, please tell me, because I'm not sure if I've ever seen that happen before. The screen just suddenly stopped entirely. That was pretty weird. Perhaps even the game thought things were falling too fast. It actually got confused a bit. But anyway, distractions aside, it did cost me another miss. So once again, just like with Parachute Modern yesterday, we're going to be a little bit tense for these final 100 points. Because I don't have any margin. Need to play this carefully. $9.29. Yeah, whenever going for the door, always make sure to check out the 5th and 4th part. Not just the 5th one, because you also need to double back if the door does not open in time. And you do need to make sure if you have some room to double back. So the part with the screwdrivers you also need to look at, definitely. Okay. Now. 970. 22 more. Don't take any risks. Go. $99 and 0. There we go. We can get hit by the tools now. We have reached 1000 points precisely on Helmet Classic Hard. Ooh, and we unlock the next part of our little bonus scene. Try it one more time. There's only 1 bar we need to unlock. We're going to find out next time. A new event has just opened in the gallery corner. Let's go see. Ooh, after unlocking 10 stars, The second unlockable in this game is the museum. However, that is going to be empty for now, so don't mind me if I'm actually going to skip out the coverage on that for now. Only once there's something to do there, we will go in there. But at least we have it already. Next up is Modern of Helmet. And this is how it works on Modern. As you can see, this time around there's a paratrooper in the sky who's going to throw hammers. A Koopa who's actually the missing link between a hammer bro and a paratrooper. Oh, please don't give Nintendo any ideas. Paratroopers are cool, hammer bros are cool, but a flying hammer bro, that is something we have not really seen yet. But anyway, he's throwing hammers and also a couple of spiked balls occasionally, as you can see. And that is the thing we need to avoid here. So at least here in the Modern variant we have a story of why the tools are falling. But the general goal is still the same. We need to score points by avoiding the stuff and try to get in the door the moment it's open in order to get some extra points. However, scoring extra points is even more fun here in this Modern variant, because also a P-switch appears for every run, giving us coins. But do be careful, because you're still able to get hurt, of course. The P-switch will reset every time, but I think the most ideal pace for this minigame is just try to hit the P-switch, get the coins, and then go in the door. That way the points actually speed up the most, I think. That's usually what I go for here. Grab the coins, wait for the door to open, and then go in. That's always the way I play this one. A lot faster paced than the classic variant, as you can see, and therefore I think it's a little bit more difficult. Even though it's generally the same, you're still avoiding stuff from the air. The stuff from the air actually falls a lot faster here, so it's a lot trickier to avoid everything. And therefore I usually have a lot more trouble with this one. One other thing I could address on this one, but that's something I'd like to keep a secret for now. Oh, here's a heart. Thank you. I'm not sure what the exact number of points is we need for that to actually trigger, but I think it's 500. No, come on! Too early, apparently. Yeah, it's already obvious I'm having a lot more trouble with this one. Like I expected. My words from earlier weren't there for nothing. And they are justified. Classic is definitely a lot easier than Modern, at least usually. I'd like to try to keep in this for at least until 500 points, so I can actually show off the final thing that this game actually can bring. I can already feel that's not going to be easy to achieve. Ugh. Okay, my timing is a bit off today, it looks like. And this way I'm fairly confident I'm not going to reach those 500 points. Might actually make the episode quite short for my doing when it comes to covering a Game & Watch Gallery game. If I fail only once more, it's already over. $3.44. At least that second star is coming close. Man, after playing Classic already, now this one after it with even more fast-paced falling tools. I feel my eyes are getting tired a bit, so also feeling that I'm having trouble concentrating. 400 points at least, so we have 2 stars. No chance to heal up on our miss, it looks like. Need to wait until 500, I think. Yeah, it's definitely a game that really tires you out if you play this one for long enough. The fast pace of this one is definitely hard to keep up. Yeah. 470. Yeah, I'm getting the feel for this now, it looks like. Oh, here's a star. Giving us a heart. Ooh. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here's Toad. And that will actually bring us to a new stage. Ooh. See, I told you there was something that would unlock at 500 points. This game actually has multiple stages. The paratrooper has turned into a fly guy now. The hammers are gone. We just have spike balls. However, he does have some tools to shift around where they are going to fall, making it a lot more confusing. But there's indeed multiple stages in this. And I'm pretty sure there's even a third one. However, I'm also pretty sure I'm not going to reach that one. That one might actually unlock at 1000 points. If we get to 1000 points, I'm pretty sure there's even a third stage that we can play. And after that it should rotate. After reaching the third one and getting another 500 points there, I think then you'll return to the first one again. Getting 1500 points. But don't mind me if I'm not going to try to achieve that. 1000 points is more than enough. That's all that I need in order to... Oh, oops. Should have seen that coming. Not able to step aside in time, it looks like. Oh man, now he's 5 of them. Not fair. Man, only 650. 647, but still. Now we have 650. Still, that's still a pretty long way from 1000 points. The game does go by quickly. Scoring points does go by quite fast. But the game is also pretty fast, so keeping up with this is not easy. Oh, I'm surprised I survived that. In that case, I'll keep going. Slowly reaching 700. Oh. Yeah, there we go. 705. A heart. And my greed, in order to get that heart, killed me. Instead of actually gaining a life, I lost another one. And that was my final one. Well, this one was pretty fun to play around with. Got pretty far in it. 705 points is not that bad, but... not good enough for all 5 of the stars. We're going to get 3 of them. And that was my coverage of the second game, Helmet. And after that, we actually get the original classic game of Ball. And that was the thing we were unlocking all this time. And we also get the secret for this game on the noteboard, of course. The 4th screen of our gallery corner is actually Gift. And here we can now get the new minigame, Ball. If you were thinking Game & Watch Gallery actually had 5 games, think again. There are 6 of them. However, we currently only have the classic variant of it, so we need to unlock some more things in order to get the modern one as well. But that is up for next time. Our star count is currently at 15 because of our achievements in the first 2 games. Next time we are going to cover Chef on hard difficulty. See you folks then, and Treecks out. Later folks.